Guten Tag, this is Wolfgang from Flensburg in Germany. Mm, it's about noontime, and I've done my housework. I cleaned, I cooked lunch because my wife is coming out of school in about an hour. She's a teacher, so I have a little time and made myself a coffee and smoke my noontime pipe. I'm smoking a Dunhill shape 905. It's just an average smoker, I think. It's not bad. The funny thing is, it's 9mm filtered, so I think it's specially made for the German market because most of the Germans smoke with filter, which I don't. And in the pipe, I have Erinmore mixture. It's Virginia and Burley and Black Cavendish. The writing on it is in English because the warning is in English because I bought it in Switzerland last year in Samnaun, which is a tax-free zone in the Alps, and tobacco was very cheap there, and I got this tin left. I can't show you the tobacco because the tin is empty, and I have to go to the shop here and get another one. And I hope it tastes the same like the original one I bought in Switzerland. And I think the Erinmore mixture I get here will be produced in Germany, and I hope it's the same taste. Well, the reason for this video is I've seen so many good and fascinating videos from you. You showed your towns, where you live, and how it looks like, your gardens, and I'm always fascinating. Okay, I know a little bit how it looks like in America by a few journeys I made there with my family, or while I was in the service. I was a long time up in Newport, Rhode Island. I was in Boston, Massachusetts, and I was in Norfolk, Virginia. So I've seen a little bit of the East Coast, but the most I've seen was the Southwest, with a few journeys with Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Northern California, or Oklahoma, and I loved it. And so I know a little bit how you live, how it looks like, and you have a beautiful country. And sometime I want to make it to the southern state like Virginia and Tennessee. I hope I can make it sometime, maybe in about 2 years or so. I hope so. But I think it's quite time to show you my hometown, where I live, how it looks like. There are so many historical points here, and so I didn't make the video yet because right now the weather is terrible. We have rain, we have wind, it's chilly, then we have for 5 minutes sunshine, then the rain comes back again. The weather forecast says, I'm always looking outside what the weather is doing. The weather forecast says it shall be a little bit better in the afternoon. So then I will take my pet and go out and start making this video. Might be a pretty long video, but because I have so many points in Flensburg in mind, which I want to show you. So maybe I separate this video in 2 or 3 parts. Well, before I start with a video. I will tell you a little bit about Flensburg and the history of Flensburg. Flensburg is located far up in the north of Germany, about 160 kilometers, which is 100 miles north of one of the biggest towns, Hamburg, and a very huge seaport, the largest seaport in Germany and maybe in Europe. I'm not for sure. And Flensburg is a town with 86,000 people living here. And from this 86,000 people, about 25% are Danish. They feel Danish, but they live here, but they are the Danish minority, which depends to the history of Flensburg. The same is on the other side of the border. There live a lot of Germans. They are the German minority. And the Flensburg Danish people have their own kindergarten, their own schools. They have a library, but we get along very good. They are Flensburg people, you know. Flensburg is located at the end, like I said, in the far north of Germany, and it's at the end, the port is at the end of a 40-kilometer long fjord, which starts very narrow in Flensburg and goes wider and wider. After 40 kilometers, it ends at the open sea, at the Baltic. And if you go by ship from the Flensburg port to the east, to the Baltic, the right shore is German and the left shore is Danish. But you don't recognize the border. You just cross the border by car, by foot, by bicycle. However, there's a sign that says, "Hey, welcome in Denmark." That's it. The other side is welcome in Germany. It's you don't recognize this. They don't control everything. You won't see any policeman or something. It's just a border on the paper anymore. Well, Flensburg is founded as a small trading and fishing point by the Danish in before 1200, and the first time in 1240, Flensburg was mentioned on an official document. And in the year 1284, the Danish king gave Flensburg the right to call itself a city with all the duties and the right this title had. From that on until 1864, when there was the big war between Austria, Germany against Denmark, Flensburg was Danish, and after 1864, Flensburg became German. It's politics. I did never understand it. So Flensburg became a German-Danish border town. Well, then just trading, but was a rum city. They made rum here, and they lived by trading and merchandise. But now the seaport is very small. It's just for sport ships and some freighters coming with grain, but that's it. The only thing, we have a large shipyard here. They build freighters and ferries and some special ships, but that's it. And the only thing, Flensburg was worldwide known after or in the Second World War in 1945. Admiral Dönitz, he became the last after Hitler died, the last German chancellor, Reichschancellor, and he moved to Flensburg and made his headquarters here. So if you want to, you can say Flensburg was the capital city of Germany in the month of March and May 1945. Then Dönitz and the last Reichs government was captured in Flensburg by British army, and that was, thanks God, the end of the official German Reich. Yeah, that's it. And I will start, if the weather is better, in the afternoon with making the movie and hopefully show it to you. Until then, bye, or tschüss, like we say. Have a good time. This is a place called Am Margaretenhof, where our family is living. And this yellow house is our home. It is located in one of the oldest parts of town called Johannisviertel. I'm talking about this, in English you would say Johannes Quarter. I talk about this quarter later. Now we're coming to the back of our house. The yellow one there. There's our garden. Up there you see the living room window, and here we're coming to the patio where I sit when the weather is fine to make the outside videos. And now I'm going back in. This is one of the oldest streets right around our corner in the Johannes Quarter. This is a churchyard with the smallest but the oldest church in Flensburg is the Johannes Church. The main building is built around 1200, and it was rebuilt or made bigger in the 14th century. First, this church had a wooden bell tower. This bell tower is built in 1749. Here you see the old main entrance, built in the 14th century. Around the church there are still some of the old, from the 18th, the end of the 18th century, the old houses. This is a southern marketplace here in Flensburg, where the walking street starts, the shopping street. Here's every Wednesday and every Saturday is Marcus, some farmer from the area around, and also other dealers are coming. They mostly selling vegetables, fruits, and all this kind of stuff, farm stuff. There are some cafes, but nobody's sitting there because we have such a terrible weather. And the church is one of the main church in Flensburg. It's called Nikolai Church, and it's also a very old building from the 15th or 16th century. But the tower is built around 1880 or something like this, because the old tower burned down for 200 years ago or 150 years ago. I'm not for sure. Where they're building, they're renovated right now, is the oldest still existing building in town. There's a pharmacy down there. This house is built in 1436 and still standing. And well, there were so many shops in there. I remember there was a shops for clothes. Now, since many years, there's a pharmacy, and I don't know what was there in the earlier time. I saw a sign. This church is built in the 14th and 15th century, and the tower is built in 1877. And this little yellow house, it's a very, very old house. There is now a man in, he builds a fiddle and repairs fiddles. It's beautiful. Here we have it about, let's say 30-foot wall, brick wall. It's a last we have in Flensburg. Not many tourists see it and find it. It's the rest of the old city wall, which surrounded the city in the 15th and 15th century. In the background, you're gonna hear the bells of St. Nikolai Church. It's 6 o'clock in the evening, and the church is ringing. Light is too low, so you can't see the organ, or just a little bit. I have to be quiet. There's a ceremony going on. It's better I go out now and don't disturb. Starts the shopping street in Flensburg, and here on the right side, it's called Flensburg Gallery, is one of the two large shopping malls we have downtown. It's a mall like you know it from every big city in the world. A lot of shops, and I think it's all over the world the same. Most time even the shops are the same. The big brands everyone knows in the world. And there is the southern market again. There was flea market today, and the people are packing. The last people are packing. And there they're building a stage. There's something with music tomorrow. And now the rain starts again. I gotta hurry. This is when you walk the shopping street from the south down the north in pouring rain. On a sunny, warm day, it's crowded with people, but now the smart people are all inside. This is one of the main traffic places. It's now work is over and it's not so crowded anymore. This is a central bus station. And behind that trees, that's where I live. There's a St. Johannes quarter. This little alley you see on the other side, underneath the railway tracks, there starts a St. Johannes quarter. And there's a central bus station, a few police cars, and that's a big movie center. Another shopping mall is going in there. This wheel, there's a little creek going underneath the ground. This is one of the two main crossings we have in Flensburg. This road leads to the north part of town and later on to Denmark. And there is and this one leads to the south part of town and later on to the Autobahn. This was from 1900 until I think 20 years ago. This was the main post office, 25 years ago. And now a restaurant and offices and a bank in there. And this was for more than 100 years one of the first and best hotels in town. It's also renovated, but I haven't seen it at the hotel since I'm in Flensburg, and that's about 40 years. And there it goes up the street, crossing up there, crossing the shopping street, and in the back you see the main museum we have in Flensburg. There goes the rescue car, and the white building on the other side at the main police station. In the yard of this police station in May 1945 they arrested Admiral Dönitz. If you look in the internet, there will you find photos about this scene. The picture you see Dönitz there with some other guys are made in the backyard of this building. It was the main police station in Flensburg. And this road leads toward the south, and on the right side is then the seaport. I will show you the port maybe tomorrow and in the next video. That's a view I have when I just leave my quarter, about a minute walking, and I stay here, I look around. That's a view I have. There's another road, leads a little bit south and goes then right up to the eastern part of this area. In the background you see the big store towers for storing grain, and maybe you see some cranes from the harbor. I'm gonna show you that another time. Now we're going up many steps, and you're gonna have a side overlooking Flensburg, and that will it be for today. Now we're back in the Johannes quarter, and I'm going up these steps. I hate these steps, but I have to do them once in a while because my daughter's living in a street just above these steps, and it's more than 140 steps. And but the thing is, when we be up there, we have a beautiful sight above, overlooking Flensburg. This here is for the people who want to carry bicycles up there. To the left and to the right they made a beautiful little park beside the steps. So sometime I do it when I get tired of those steps. I take this little detour. It's not so hard to walk, and there are some benches, and well, the weather is right now is not so fine, so I'm just walking, and there in the back you see the steps again. You can see we get higher and higher, overlooking the old quarter. You're gonna have that too, I think. Graffiti all over. There's no wall where there's no graffiti. Well, that's the end of the steps, and the rain starts again. But so what? I want to make it, so I made it. And there you see I have to come back when the sun is shining. There you see Flensburg in pouring rain. And there, I think that's also all over the world. These locks, young lovers make it. And if you follow me just for a second, here all the streets have names after trees. I don't know the English words for the trees, but I just want to show you this red house right on the right side from the white one, where the car's in front. There on the second floor live my daughters. Hey, that's better, going down the steps. Woo! Slowly but surely I'll be down, and then I'm going home, and I know for sure when I close our house door the rain stops and the sun will come out. Passing the steps, just look around, a little shop, and now I'm going home, and I'm gonna make the next video maybe tomorrow when the weather is better. And I did a lot of walk today, and I think next video I'm gonna take the bicycle, because I will go to the port, to the end of the port, shipyard, and some other old places. So City Gate from 1500 I want to show you, and that's just too far to walk. Now we're coming around the corner. You've seen the street there before, and there's the plaza where I live, called Am Margaretenhof. Oh yeah, that's maybe interesting. It was about 50 years ago there was a factory here, and this is one of the buildings still remaining from the factory. That's why this yard called at the Margaretenhof, because this is the Margaretenhof where the owner of this factory used to live. It's now a rebuilt building, and some people are living there. Isn't that beautiful? I think most of you folks can't read German, so this is just the history of this yard. The Margaretenhof is 400 years old, and well, that's the factory was here, and this when the Margaretenhof was in 1720. Just the building in the middle is that old, but renovated many times. The building on the left side is from 1911. So now we're going home, and like I told you, if you see, there's blue sky. Isn't that ridiculous? And I'm going now in front of our door, and well, folks, I say bye for now. That is the end of the first part of the story, and just write me a comment and tell me if you want to see more, or maybe not, whether you like it or you like it not. Bye.